She wanted a bag, not just a purchase but a proclamation, a physical six-figure monument to her own self-reinvention. But when you attempt to use the world's most private empire, Hermès, as a stepping stone for a comeback, you find out very quickly that some doors don't open. They close, silently, elegantly, and with a force that can shatter an entire image. The request came through her team. Polite yet direct, addressed straight to Hermès headquarters in Paris. Meghan Markle wanted a custom, one-of-one Birkin. Her vision? Ethically sourced white leather, gold-plated hardware, and a delicate engraving of one of her own empowerment quotes. This wasn't just fashion. It was supposed to be a statement, a symbol that a duchess was stepping back into elite society, but on her own terms. The timing was strategic. Months before a planned appearance at a Montecito charity gala, a duchess, a cause, and a Birkin that whispered luxury with purpose, perfect in her mind. But what she didn't know was that this whisper would soon echo through every salon, boardroom, and boutique in Paris. Because when you make a special request to Hermès, the quietest, most exclusive brand on earth, you're asking to step inside a world that doesn't open its doors for anyone. And this time they didn't. A few days later, the reply came in. Smooth, elegant, and sharper than any headline could ever be. Madame, Hermès does not accept external creative direction on heritage pieces. Our legacy is defined by the maison, not by collaboration. Translation? We don't take design tips from you, darling. The response was pure Hermès, graceful but final. But her team wasn't giving up. Her senior stylist reportedly fired back, suggesting this design could redefine the house for a modern audience. Another message followed, emphasizing her commitment to ethical luxury. And that's when the turn happened. Hermès didn't respond directly. Instead, according to word from Paris, the entire exchange was quietly forwarded to a select group of fashion editors, not the tabloids, not social media, the insiders, the kind of people who run the whispers behind the runways. It was a power move, elegant and cruel at the same time. The House of Hermès wasn't just saying no. They were turning her request into a cautionary tale. They wanted people to know that Hermès does not bend, not even for a duchess. By the end of the week, Paris wasn't whispering anymore. It was snickering. Stylists in Milan were texting the same sentence like it was gossip gospel. Hermès rejected her, but the maison never said her name. That's the magic of their cruelty. It's always elegant. A six-figure humiliation wrapped in white leather and gold trim. What started as a private request had become the most whispered story in fashion. She tried to reclaim control. Where better than Paris Fashion Week? Balenciaga front row. Cameras everywhere. It was supposed to be her triumphant "I'm back" moment. But word from the Paris insiders is chilling. The room went cold. You could feel the air freeze when she walked in. One stylist whispered. No smiles, no hugs, just stares. People kept their distance. Even the photographers seemed bored. But this part of the story, it's brutal. Backstage chatter started circulating like wildfire. Her makeup artists, stylists, crew members, all trading the same secret. Being near her wasn't easy. Not because she was rude, but because she allegedly smelled. Word spread that the glam team was panicking, spraying perfumes and mists nonstop. One crew member reportedly said, "You can fix foundation. You can't fix that smell." Cruel? Absolutely. But in Paris, cruelty comes dressed in couture. A duchess smelling like chaos? That's social suicide in silk. Then came the ultimate insult. That perfect look, the one she thought marked her return, was never really hers. Balenciaga hadn't rolled out a red carpet. They'd done her a last-minute favor. The dress was borrowed. The shoes, one pair of black heels. The unspoken verdict, she had to return everything. Tags still attached. In the fashion world, that's a quiet way of saying, you don't belong here. The narrative was spiraling, but the final chilling move solidified Paris's verdict. After the show, she reportedly took a drive through the Pont de l'Alma tunnel. Yes, that tunnel. The one where Princess Diana's life ended. Her team called it coincidence. But Paris insiders say she filmed herself, that she wanted to walk the same path, to blur the line between herself and Diana. Those who know her history didn't buy the coincidence. They say she studied Diana's life, memorized every detail. She knew, and that made it worse. Because Paris doesn't tolerate symbolism without sincerity. This one, they said, crossed a line. The ultimate irony turned to ice. She condemned the British media for destroying Diana's life, but when it came time to tell her story, who did she sit down with? CBS, the same American network that once paid for and aired the photos of Diana's car crash, the same company that turned Diana's tragedy into ratings gold, now hosted her confessional specials. Paris saw through it. To them, it wasn't homage. It was performance. The illusion cracked. When the lights dimmed, Paris told the truth in silence. No applause, just polite claps, polite smiles, and a sea of people already turning away. Because in that moment, the whispers that once followed her with awe now followed her with warning. In boardrooms and ateliers, stylists repeated the same quiet phrase, "Careful, don't pull a Meghan." The fashion world's cruelest rejection wasn't a shouted insult. It was an elegant, final whisper, "You are not one of us."